Most people try to change their life by setting better goals, but goals don't change your life. Identity does. And identity changes when you start asking better questions because the quality of your life is determined by the questions that you're willing to sit with, not the answers you already have. So if you feel stuck, behind, or unclear, like you were meant for more but don't know where to start or what more is, these 5 questions will calibrate your direction and who you're becoming. Real quick, don't rush through these. These are a sit with a journal, stare at the ceiling, rethink your life kind of questions. Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Trish Blackwell, your mindset and confidence coach. And in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 critical questions that will help you get the breakthrough you're looking for, that will unlock and change your life if you answer them honestly. We're going to go through this real quick because I really want you to come back to this video, pause, sit with them, stare at the ceiling, and really dig deep. Question number 1 is, who am I now? We want to start before we decide who we want to become, what we want in life. We have to go, wait, if I were to describe myself, who am I now? We have to have awareness before we have change. Most people actually operate from an outdated self image. You can't change what you don't yet know. So we have to look at the evidence of who we are, not the feeling of who we are. So, what are some prompts that can help you flesh this out a little bit more? Is what patterns currently define your life? What are you tolerating? Where are you playing small? How would people describe you? How do you describe yourself? And as you flesh those out, remember that your identity, your life, actually reflects the identity you're currently loyal to. We only achieve what we believe is possible for ourselves. That's why in order to change your life, you don't have to change a lot externally. We actually just have to change the way we think about ourselves and our identity. Question number 2, what do I really want? I want to remove any borrowed expectations, any cultural or societal implications and expectations. And I want you to really ask yourself, what do I really want? Most people don't have the courage to ask and sit with this question because we want what we thought we wanted when we were 12, or what culture tells us. And there's a difference between what you want and what you think you should want. There's noise from culture and family and social media. And I want you to have the permission to desire whatever you want to experience in life without apology. What would what would you do if no one made a comment? If no one had an opinion? If there was no money holding you back? What would you do on a Tuesday? What would your life look like? What if you could really design your life? And by the way, you can. What if you talked yourself out of the past? What feels exciting but scary? What do I really want? Question number 3, who do I want to be? Who do I want to be in this world? How does that version of me that I want to grow into, when I think of the very best version of myself, who is that? Not the one who's based on achievements. This is me based on my traits, my character, my value, the joy, that choose. I want you to choose adjectives about who you want to be in this world. How does that version of you show up? How does that version of you handle stress? How does that version of you think about money, think about relationships, think about time, and whether you live in time scarcity or time abundance? How does that version of you believe what is possible, what capacity you have? Remember this, you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your identity. And so it's critical that you go, I need to figure out, who am I now and who do I want to be? Because now my daily journey, my life is an act of becoming the version of me I've always dreamt of becoming. But if you don't know who you want to be, you're gonna drift. And drifting doesn't get you very far. You end up being meh. I want so much more for you than meh. So you have to decide, well, what are my values? What do I keep? What are my character traits that I cherish and I admire? Who do I want to be? Question for? What difference do I want to make? If I tap into this elevated version of me, the version of me I want to be in the world, the woman or the man that I want to be, what kind of difference does that version of me make? Not the one that's still struggling with my things, like that elevated version of me. How are they a world changer? What kind of difference are they making in their community? What does that person stand for? How will they make their mark in history? Because when you have purpose, when you can answer this question or even get a theme to what kind of difference do I want to make? Who do I want to speak up for? What if I want to give a voice to the voiceless? Who are the voiceless that stir my heart? Because contribution fuels confidence, and this will shift you from self-focused impact to impact. And purpose unlocks motivation. So you will start asking yourself, who do I want to help? What problems break my heart? And where do my skills or my experience meet a need? And your confidence will grow when your life becomes bigger than you. And that's what this question does. Our last question is, how do I want to be remembered? And really, how do I want, this is not about what are people going to say about me? What do people think of me? But it is in some ways. What will they say when I leave the room? What will people say about me when I leave this earth? What will matter in 20 years? What will my kids say about me? My grandkids say about me? What will the history say about me as a woman who lived and did what? What stories do I want to be told? This is a question that reverse engineers from your future, and it filters out trivial distractions and reminds you that legacy is built in ordinary Tuesday decisions, in small acts of love and kindness, in your contribution to the charities and organizations that are doing things in this world that are good and that you get behind. So there we have them. Here's our 5 questions. Again, who am I now? What do I really want? Who do I want to be? What difference do I want to make? And how do I want to be remembered? Most people never change because they just don't slow down enough to think. But when you give yourself 5 minutes to watch a video like this, or to sit with these questions, or to write, you interrupt that autopilot mode that so many of us are on. You challenge your assumptions. You upgrade the story you've been living inside. And if you want a guided system for doing this that's quick and powerful and actually doable, even especially on busy days, I put all of my highest impact journal techniques into one place for you. They all take 5 minutes or less, but they will change how you think and decide and show up. You can grab my full journal mastery bundle below, or go to trishblackwell.com/journal. I make sure that's on the screen for you. If you're ready to become someone new, it starts with a pen.